ride the truck. We're going downtown, gonna beat up the drunks. You're to the drive, I'll bring the beer. It's a late shift, no one to fear. And ride, I'll ride. And ride, you ride. It's a roundup time with a good horse. We're gonna drag one screaming off the street and ride, I'll ride. Got a black uniform and a silver badge. Play cops for real and play cops for pay. Let's ride, ride. Your dress is a kick in the ass. Let's beat your balloon till you're shit in your pants. No move, child, got a big black stick. There's 6 of us, babe, so suck on my dick and ride, I'll ride. Let's ride, you ride. The left newspapers by who I'm a bit, but the guys at the station, they don't give a shit. Dispatch calls, oh, you're doing something wicked. No sorry, Jack, we're just giving tickets. Let's ride.
No better way to start off the weekend than with a little Dead Kennedys. Although Jello does not sing with them anymore, and I will not see them without Jello Biafra. So we got Char, R.O., Xmas, Bookshelf, Results, For No Reason. I do like that comment, by the way. Carl from Germany, Deutschland, Pete, Alucard, JW, good to see you. Good to see everybody here. What a way to start the weekend. Hope you guys have some good plans. I will be hiking and biking with my boy this weekend. I'll hike by myself most likely, but I'll ride with him either tomorrow or Sunday. He's been we don't have much good weather left. Probably another 6 weeks and then it gets cold and icy. Unless I go south. Delar, good to see you. My dad taught me never to throw the first punch. My dad, a little background on my dad. My dad's 6'4", played football. He was a linebacker for Dixie College, which is a Southern. I don't know. It's like a Division II school. He was recruited out of California to go play for them, and they played some big teams. I mean, they played like Utah State, University of Utah. But he's a big guy, linebacker, tough guy. But compassionate man as well. My mom and dad had 6 kids. I'm the second. My brother's 15 months older than me. And then me, I've got 3 sisters and a younger brother that is on his 3rd marriage and with 2 baby mamas. He's dumb as rocks. But you can't fix stupid. So a little bit about my dad. My dad he was an educator. Then he went in his own business. He was into construction. And that's what he's been doing for the last 45 plus years. Building. And he always said to us, I remember I came home from school. It was middle school, like 7th grade. And this kid named Aaron McFadden was bullying me. He was calling me Four Eyes because I wore glasses. In fact, all of my brothers, we all wore glasses. So Aaron McFadden, and we get off the bus, and this kid was just a little prick. He'd always just bug the shit out of me. Now, I'm learning to be who I am in 6th, 7th grade, right? Started skateboarding around 7th grade, started coming into my own. And I remember telling my dad, I said, Dad, this guy is just bugging the crap out of me. He's telling everybody he wants to fight me and blah, blah, blah. And my dad pulls me aside and he says, look, don't ever throw the first punch. But if he throws the first punch, you make sure your punch is the last punch he's ever going to feel. And, he was all about, look, try to diffuse the situation in any which possible way you can. But if you have to defend yourself, you make sure that punch you throw back is going to be twice as rough and you try to finish that fight. So what does that mean for us today, right? Don't throw the first punch. It's almost as though you watch all these videos on self-defense, these, ex-Marine guys and snipe SEALs and Green Berets and martial arts. And they're like, dude, the best fight to be in is no fight, right? Get out as soon as possible. But if you have to defend yourself, you're going to have to defend yourself and you're going to have to figure it out. But the best fight is no fight. And I wish we could bring that with ladies as well. Don't get provoked by a woman to violence, walk away. Well said, Pete. And that's exactly what I was getting into. When you're dealing with exes or baby mamas or sisters, for hell's sake, mothers, women of the opposite sex, don't fall into their trap. Okay. There's a lot of times when they'll try to bait you. They'll try to get you to react. Mine always did. It's almost as though it's inherent in them to cause some sort of drama. Remember, emotions are caused by drama, and and women are emotionally driven. So the more emotions that you can stretch from them, up, down, angry, happy, sad, miserable, you name it, they love it. That's just how they work. So stay away from possible issues. Walk away if you can have composure. And this is a skill that guys have to learn. And a lot of this stuff they learn in childhood. How do they react in childhood? How do they see their parents reacting? How do they see their brothers and sisters reacting? I mean, it's something, if you were the type that always reacted based on your upbringing, then it might be time to take a look at how you can diffuse the situation by having calmer type thoughts and so forth. But it's tough. I'm going to tell you that. It ain't easy. Even I tell my boys, watch out for road rage. These guys are just nuts now. These guys are pulling off exits and putting lead in people. That's how crazy it is. Well said, Pete. Realist vision. Karen now teaches children how to whinge and write their first complaint based on their feelings. There you go. That's another thing. You're going to see people getting in your face. Karens. There's tons of videos. There's that one dude that's the Jesus preacher. He goes to universities when they have these Skittles rallies, and he's like, just very calm, God loves you, blah, blah, blah. And these crazy multicolored Karens get in his face, and they want him to provoke. They want everything to happen. He just chill. God loves you. God gave, Jesus gave his life for you, whatever. So there you go. Christian in the chat. Good to see you. But what do you guys think? I mean, there's going to come a time where, who knows? Are we going to be under some sort of Mad Max scenario where we literally will have to defend? We'll be on such eggshells that we're going to have to use our spidey senses to really diffuse any sort of situation, because there's going to be challenges. I think my ex-wife obviously threw the first punch in court, and we responded with a very hard punch. So there you go. With my ex, it was like theater. She would not put on a show and get loud. She would put on a show and get loud. I asked her once, "Who are you performing for?" "Oh, that's funny." She just grinned. I knew after that she was nuts. They throw the virtual fists left and right. I'm telling you, I got a buddy in Oregon worth quite a bit of money. His wife is always getting in his face. She's 5'1", he's 6'5", always trying to provoke him. If I see something coming, like someone stepping to me, I might had to throw the first punch or push, because the first punch could be the last. There's exceptions to every rule, right? But if you can if the situation is diffusable, then walk away. But if you have to defend yourself, obviously you don't want to start the fight, you're going to finish it. And that's what my dad always said. But Dad, what happens if I hurt him? Well, he threw the first punch. Even in these events that you can see on YouTube, they're always trying to get the person to throw the first punch, right? Because then the video shows that person provoked it, and you can defend yourself in court based on that. It depends on what court you're in. You could be in a Looney Tune libtard court, or you can be in normal court. That's another thing. The court system is so whacked out. The court has its procedures, its standing, but then you have to deal with, what's this judge like? I mean, because a lot of their decisions might be based politically. We just saw that in the last year and a half, 2 years ago. They will tell us man up, but to woman up is not a thing. X-Mask will said, they'll say man up and pay this bill. Man up and pay it. Travis, good to see you. I could go for some friendly sparring, get the gloves and headgear. Father Saunders is a big boxer with his boys. That's number one, a masculine skill. It's a skill of strategy. It's a workout. It's a defense mechanism. Well, you can get a lot out of boxing. You can't get a lot out of weightlifting outside of, building your strength and your physique, but boxing's got it all. It seems like you get the ability to confront people. You get the ability to learn defense. Simple as that. And it can be a sport. Go figure. I never did boxing. I remember I had boxing gloves, Everlast boxing gloves I got for Christmas one year. And my dad had one of those bags, punching bags. And we did it for a week or so. Then we got tired of it. I think I tried to fight my brother one time and I hit him and he fell down and started crying. This was 6th or 7th grade. Europe, good to see you. But that's where we're at today. Crazy last 2 weeks. What we're seeing out there in the world. Right? I don't really like big crowds. I try to steer clear of big crowds. I don't like big concerts. I don't like big crowds at all, just because shit can happen. People nowadays get more and more aggressive, but I agree to avoid conflict and walk away, says Carl. Well said, brother. She'll give you sex instead of apologizing. Women have a hard time apologizing, or at least the majority. JC from Texas. As a kid, I got into 3 fights. The other guy threw the first punch in both cases. Their noses and lips looked different after the fight was over. I had a bit of sweat on my brow. That was it. I'm sure he never threw a punch again. As an adult, I do not get into fights. My pride cannot be insulted. I avoid conflict like the plague. The strongest man is the one that doesn't get aggressive. I agree with that statement. The radical left celebrating Charlie blank is disgusting, and if they continue punching, they will. Oh, yeah, sure. FAFO. Fuck around and find out, right? Christian says bad women are bad news. There's a lot of women that aren't good for men. They'll hurt men emotionally, mentally, financially, physically, and spiritually. There's Travis's channel. Check it out. Thanks, Char. Timmy says Golf Prescott, freedom for the Bachelor. Attaboy. You watching the Ryder Cup? My boss is at the Ryder Cup, chilling. He's probably got 6 or 7 Blantons in him by now. Left or nuts? Well said. His unalivement worse than even the Kennedys and Teddy Rosie. Sure. Society changed hard. Women compete with all men and men hate men. Brotherhood is dying. Well, there's a lot of men that are fighting other men. I mean, the worst thing a man can do is have a conflict that involves another woman. Let's say the man, like a friend that's like nailing his best friend's lady behind the back. I mean, that's crazy. Manage Roy from Mumbai, India. Good to see you. What happens in India, Manage Roy? Are there lots of fights in the streets of Mumbai? And how do you handle them? But this goes for everything. I mean, really, to stay out of the conflict, right? Stay away from big crowds. Stay away from these gatherings where people will come out. That was one issue, I think, even with Charlie, right? He was going into the hornet's nest in these educated institutions. Those educators are all massive lib. They're crazy. They're nut jobs. They're pushing this whole wacky movement. So he knew that there was issues. Even Ben Shapiro, when he came to University of Utah a few years back, they had to cancel the event. Little Ben Shapiro, 5'6", weighs 100 pounds, and they were scared he was going to be violent. You can't fix stupid, folks. You can't fix stupid. Delar, it's one thing to defend yourself, but walking away and turning the other cheek is the wise. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you go on and look at self-defense people. They say the best defense in any fight is to walk away. Get the hell away. You never know what that guy's got in his pocket. You don't know your opponent. Jawara, good to see our brother Jawara. Just bought a Mustang. Jawara just bought one of those crazy fast Mustangs. My main problem, if you have looks and money, everyone wants to be your friend. my own circle. I'm not letting anybody in. Yeah, that's another thing. You got to be careful about who you let into your world. Are these people good people? You never know. I mean, that's probably the biggest thing learning coming out of divorce is what is trust? What is trust? Words mean nothing to me anymore, right? You can say anything. Maybe 30 years ago, words meant something, but actions. What are the actions of people? You know, there's a lot of flakes in their 50s. I got friends that are flakes in their 40s. It doesn't really change. We all have our issues. Manage Roy, there are street fights. It starts because of cunning and crooked people. They created issues that initiate the trigger for fight. Well, there you go. Even in India, you'd think India, because it's very peaceful with the Hare Krishnas and the Indian Bhagavad Gita and the Vedas. I agree, Brother Rad. It's just insane to attack someone for having a different opinion. Yeah, I mean, look at what happened to Mr. Kirk. But there's always a risk walking outside. Seriously, you walk out your door, you are putting yourself in a risk of some sort. 0 to 60 in 30 seconds. Attaboy. Charlie was a very good human being. There is a reaction. We are still here and are awesome. Charlie is not here. It's sad. The reality is that Charlie took a massive. He did. Everybody knows that. I mean, even today, those agents that are trying to expel criminals from the U.S. are taking a risk. Police officers take a risk. Firefighters take a risk. It's just, is the risk worth the reward? That's what you have to answer. Men are risking their lives in marriages. Timmy says John Nada and other content providers. I don't know where John Nada. I really liked him. He had some good content. I think, is he still out there? His channel might be gone. Krishna is not good. Okay. Hare Krishna. I never speak ill of the dead. Nope. 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. There you go. Men have to earn their spicy lady options, but ladies have to earn the relationship. Sure. Men control the commitment. For no reason, painting the kitchen today. What color are you painting it? I remember I had to paint the house when I lived. Actually, I painted 3 houses. We had 3 houses together. Let's see. No, 1. Yeah, 3 houses. And I painted them all. Every year she wanted a new color of beige or taupe. We don't disrespect them, do we? We can criticize a person, but once a person is gone, we respect them. Well, you just don't speak ill of anybody if you can help it. It is creepy. I agree with you. People want to fight you, and the reason is they have nothing to lose. They hate you because you are leveling up in life. A lot of people hate. Morrissey wrote a song. We hate it when our friends become successful. Right? Oh, you're painting it white, off-white, or eggshell white. Guys, when somebody says that we can be together forever, that's creepy. Yes. It's just that's teenager speak. That's teenager love. I don't think this Ford Mustang will be a good winter car. Well, it's probably rear-wheel drive based on the power. Rear-wheel drives are terrible in the snow because I had one. Men don't earn their transformer options. X-Mask. But I mean, that's reality. Men need to stay out of all conflict, all potential conflict, if you can avoid it. Just be that person that I got a buddy. He's always just fighting with people online, offline. He wants to be right all the time. Who cares about being right? Do you really think you're trying to convince someone you're going to be right? That they're going to even accept that from you? Nobody, everyone's out for themselves. It doesn't even matter if you're right or wrong. Just walk away. It's not worth it. So I'm getting to the point where we've been friends for 35 years and I just can't deal with it. I don't like talking to him anymore because he's just gone nuts. Figured it'd be rear wheel drive. EcoBoost engines are nice, says JC. I've never driven one. Haters mean you are doing everything right in your life. Haters are your secret fans. They want to be you. Sure. That's why incels hate Chad, because they want to be Chad. Only way to live peacefully is to be busy with your own work. If you want excursions, go alone or go with some kind of simple people that are good to go with. Well said. Life is too short for BS and negative energy. Absolutely. That's another thing I've learned. I only have a finite number of Christmases left or rotations around the world. The sun. I don't want to give it away to toxicity or conflict. I want peace. I dealt with conflict through that divorce, through my marriage in certain aspects with kids. I'm done with it. I'm an empty nester. My youngest kid is 20. They're on their own. I'm not bringing in anybody in my life that brings conflict. It's not worth it. 450 horse. Damn. Alucard says UK has I just read that. They announced a digital ID. Didn't China go first with that? Delart says the real fight is in the mind. Well said. Well said. How many fights have been started over by jealousy, women, jealousy of what you have in life that others don't? Brandon's got his homestead channel. I'll have to check that out, Char. Appreciate that. Once you find peace, you become one with yourself. I mean, if you really think about it, quantum physics says we're all the same of the one source. So everybody is basically us if you get to that point in life of philosophy. So why would you want to hurt yourself if yourself appears in the form of Timmy Kramer or appears in the form of Delart McGregor? These are really deep discussions, but we're all of the same energy, and super consciousness is what they call it. I have no desire to hurt anybody. So debating people is the same thing. I mean, again, therapy, somebody has to leave the winner and somebody leaves the loser. Even in conversations with friends, do you have friends that want to be right all the time? And it gets to the point where you just don't even talk about it. JC, I harbor no hate for anyone out there. I also harbor no favor for anyone. Well, there you go. I'm not into groups, and I take each individual as they come. There you go. Put yourself on the pedestal. Don't put anybody else on the pedestal. The number one reason people are not happy is they focus on things they can't control, and they focus only on the negative and are not thankful for what they have. Well said. Gratitude is what they're missing. And they're focusing on their problems. Every one of us is going to have 10 problems a day, if not more, if not less. But I try to focus on a solution. You know, you get tripped up by problems every now and again. But we're humans. We're going to have frustration. We're going to have days it's just that dark cloud. It just happens. But that dark cloud, guess what? It doesn't stay in the sky that long. It'll eventually move. The thunderstorms and the hurricanes will eventually move on. And then blue sky will come out. I'm not a video game guy, Christian, but I think if you can get out in nature, it's much better than playing video games. A lot of fights are started by cunning bullies creating problems for no. Yeah, they have insecurities. They need to prove to the world. JC says peace is where it's at. Well said. Carl always found it fascinating that photons behave differently when observed or not. The double slit experiment. You know, that whole thing is collapsing the wave, Carl, is the fact that the house you grew up in doesn't exist until you look at it. What's behind me doesn't exist. Well, it does in the camera. What's in my garage is empty. There's no garage because I haven't observed it. The observer effect. Well said, Carl. We should do a show on quantum physics. I've read everything under the sun, watched everything. I get off on the quantum physics potentiality of all of us. I got a question. If a woman acts like a teenager, is that actually a good sign? No. It means they don't have a lot of accountability. Well, I mean, it could be fun in the bed, but mature-wise, they're probably going to make bad decisions. Men are problem solvers and ladies are problem makers. A lot of ladies make problems, but there's a lot of dipshit men too. As like my brother on his third wife, and he's got 2 baby mamas. And he knocked 2 single mothers up. Go figure. As long as we are living on planet Earth, 100% peace will never exist. Focus on what you can control. Health, wealth, and your inner circle. Work hard and be smart. Attaboy. Wolf, just hiked with the dog. Good to see you, brother. Hiking out in your neck of the woods. How was it? All the fights I've had back in the day, I won or lost was all out of fear. I have more love for my enemy. Love thy enemies, right? My dad said, never throw the first punch, but finish it with the last punch. It basically said, walk away, get out of conflict. That's what this whole stream is. Stay away from conflict as much as possible. With women, they know their evil motive and their character, where they end up. If you stop fighting with a woman, they get really crazy because they like the drama. She probably is using her teenage way of being to mask her insecurities, is what I would think. Jawar, he's not loaded at all. He makes terrible decisions. My midget Peruvian landlord is on his 5th wife. There you go. Mr. John Boston, the legendary John Boston. Good to see our brother John. In the nest of libtard Karens for 300 Trebek, John Boston. Wolf, Central Connecticut. Attaboy. My hero, Albert Einstein, hated and disagreed with quantum physics, proving that even a mega genius can be exactly incorrect. Oh, yeah. He said something about creepy. He had mentioned, he got to the point where he didn't want to accept it, but he knew, right? And then David Bohm came around and all those guys. But he said, look, I'm creating that mouse, but what's that mouse creating in my world? Like something like that. I got to figure it out. But quite intelligent man, for sure. Stay away with conflict with women. They will call you every blank-ist they can think of. I know. And it starts with a narce, and then it goes to a race, and then a fash. There are some decent women out there. I've met them. Even in the gym, 99% of men are haters. I work out at 5 a.m, and there are 20 people at max there. Interesting. That's right, JC. Creepy action at a distance. That's what he said. There you go. Yeah, interesting. There's some interesting science things that are we truly, I mean, if you think about it, if you really break it down, everything that we think, feel, taste, touch, see, anything with our 5 senses is processed through our brain. Isn't that crazy? So what's really out there? What are we seeing out there? There's a guy that's from, I think, Norway, and his name is Tors Noriander, and he wrote the book called The User Illusion. I don't know if you read that, JC. The user illusion is basically our human capacity of processing this information field outside of us. I think we can process 40,000 bits a second, whereas at any given time, there's 4 million bits of information. So we're not even processing but 1/1,000,000% of what's out there. It's just crazy. Everything that we see, feel, taste, touch, create, see, hear is being processed in our brain. That's why 2 people can see the same accident and come away with 2 different opinions. Delart, Karens are miserable. Attaboy. They sure are. Simple pleasure for me, putting on a vinyl record and drinking good beer like a Guinness Stout. Attaboy. Life is but a dream. Aborigine said that the waking state, this state we're in waking, is the dream, and the dream state is real life. What do you think about that? The Aborigines. A 46-year-old woman somewhere is disagreeing with Jonathan Noble. Probably. Rad. It's hilarious. My lady friend rides me while in regular drunk and gets off. I'm lazy and drunk on my back. Horizontal Olympics for 300 Trebek. Carl, if we are indeed in a simulation, I often wonder if our creator threw in religion just to stir the proverbial chili pot a bit. Probably. You got to put as many potential variables into the simulation as possible, because the outcomes will be, they're indefinite, they're infinite outcomes of anything. I mean, you walk out, there's a movie, didn't Huey Lewis do that movie Sliding Doors with Gwyneth Paltrow? I never watched it, but I knew the basis of it. Anything that you think, you are new in every moment. Every moment is a brand new life. 2 moments ago don't exist. It's every moment you're new. I mean, you think about the human body, the cells constantly are regenerating themselves. Our skeleton regenerates itself 4 times a year. We're not the same person we were last year, physically. The only thing we have that can even tell us who we are is the memory. Oh, we have the same memory. Oh, we saw that picture. Oh, I took that picture. Look at that picture a year ago. I was in Mexico. Oh, I look the same. But that memory of the picture is now front and center in that mirror that you're looking at. But again, still a memory. The past happened, but we never remember the past, only but a memory. I mean, this is some really deep philosophical stuff that if you begin to grasp it, you probably won't get all beat up out of. When I started really understanding what that meant, it meant that there was no past. There was just a memory of the past, that anything could change in that moment. Grab some popcorn to see the results. Attaboy. Richie, good to see you. Never conform to evil. Joara, your mom wants some grandkids. Go to Peru and have some kids. I mean, you can be in a relationship if you want. I mean, what are you going to get out of a 20-year-old? That's the thing. If she acts like a teenager, she might be good in the sack, but she's probably dumb as rocks. I couldn't get any work done because she was staring at me. She is a rental only. There you go. All Karens are unhappy because they are not grateful for what they have. They hate their own life. They got everything. But if you live in the mindset, there is someone better than me, you're effed. Well said. You think a Karen, have you ever seen a reformed Karen? I haven't. They're just going to continue in their misery, and they're going to side with other Karens, especially women in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. That's typically number one. Here's the reason I believe Karen is angry, just like Europe says. They're divorced. They're not young anymore. They've hit the wall. They're really invisible to most people until they throw a fit. Whereas their 23-year-old counterparts are visible to the 60-year-olds, the 40-year-olds, the 15-year-olds. They still have their youth. And Karens their eggs are all dried up, and they're going through all the different issues of, menopause and, an aging woman, osteoporosis, you name it. Can't be good. How much kids in Peru? Probably a lot cheaper. Probably 10 times as less. Red Brick, good to see you. Is the Mandela effect caused by merging, shifting perceptions? Could be. I like the Mandela effect. It's got some interesting things like, Luke, I am your father. I don't think he says, Luke, I am your father. He says something different, right? I don't know. I get a little bit nervous if it's just a dumb. Yeah, be careful, man. They're not dumb in the sense that if they want what they want from a dude, they'll figure it out. But just be careful. I know 60-year-old women who are petrified at losing their jobs. They'll never be able to pair with a guy, and they have tons of guy friends. No thing. Yeah, and they have no money. I mean, I know women that have $32 in their bank account for the next 2 weeks. I mean, we're talking, why do you think payday loans are so big? I ran into a guy that owns this like independent payday loan. And a payday loan is basically a pawn shop for your title of your car. You go in, and once they charge you interest per day for the next 2 weeks, and they keep your title. If you don't pay it, they get your car. And he says 80% of his clients are women. And I go, what ages? Oh, in their 40s and 50s. I am a nonconformist, Wolf. Yes. It has its benefits. It also has its disadvantages. But I am happy with how I think. We humans dream up ideas, books, songs, science, visual art, and on, religion, afterlife, hopefully a creator, and post-death continuance exist. I'm of the belief, JC, that energy is neither created nor destroyed, so our energy will go somewhere. We'll go back into some collective hive till we decide what our next life will be. Every job in society women are stepping into, if men don't wake up, she'll replace him. Sure. Men are, well, you've seen it, Timmy. Men are saying, F this. I don't want to work anymore for a disgruntled woman that'll destroy me in court if I give her babies and a ring. I remember one ex trying to pressure me into marrying her. I punished her and pooned her ass and poon regular. I can see that. You know, I do meet women. I'm going to be at a conference next week, and there's some of these women that are extremely successful. Now, a very successful woman making a shit ton of money, most of them are not married. Most of them have difficult times. Most of them drink a shit ton of wine, and have little animals. How come they have no money? Because they're not good at controlling their appetites for consumption. That is why. There are very few that can control their money, but most can't. I went out with a gal years ago, gorgeous woman, great in bed. And she earned, I don't know, 200 grand a year and spent 300. Never had money. My friend threw the first punch, mistake. The other guy was a black belt. Damn, he didn't fall. The other guy proceeded to pound my friend's head into the ground. Luckily, people pulled the guy off him. Hey, you, there you go. Yeah, not smart. Good to see. Hey, you. Some was an individualist. Same. I'm an individualist, not a conformist, not art. Yeah, there you go. I mean, I was a skater. I mean, that's the most nonconformist thing in the 80s. Even if you put your mom's name or your parents or someone else's name, they'll still burn. Still the burn of not seeing your kids. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. The reality of having kids in the United States, there's a chance, a very high chance, that you will not see your kids in, the ends of, the middle to ends of their teenage years, but maybe twice a month. Char says, box wine and Catland, attaboy. She'll get married, but still stay on the market. I'm sure they won't delete their dating app. Now is not the time to bring kids in. The Matrix. Things are not. Yeah, I would not. I just don't recommend it. People are like, but Rad, I want kids. I get it. I understand the desire to have kids and move your bloodline, but at what risk and reward make that a good proposition? Most boss babes are highly. Oh, I deal with them all the time. The majority of women in the revenue cycle world of hospitals, the majority of employees are women, 80%. The majority are divorced. The majority are in their 40s and 50s and angry. The majority are wall hitters. Majority have boxes of wine in their closet and in the refrigerator. I always hate it when my good friends got a girlfriend was different and lame. Oh, because they'd always leave and they would become the girlfriend's pet. I had a bunch of friends like that. They would we'd skate and we'd be skating for weeks, maybe months on end, go into tournaments, and they get a girlfriend, and sooner or later we wouldn't see them. In the 80s, they didn't like skaters, threw bottles at, call the cops on us all the time. Adam, Jello Biafra is an absolute wanker. I see him a lot. He's a total lib. He's from Boulder, so he's here quite a bit and goes to shows. My ex had no idea. I love the Dead Kennedys. Probably because it takes me back to the 80s when I started skateboarding, and we would skate to, give me liberty or grievance or whatever, flesh for rotting, whatever. But yeah, he was a different dude, and he's a total libtard. So, and I'm, some of these bands, when you go see some of these punk bands, it's like they're all liberals too. It's like they're not even, they're not. They should be literally anti any political system. But it is what it is. She can use your offspring to land you behind blank. Well said. Wolf is a expert at that. Rad, you were listening to the Cult. I was too. The Cult. We'd skate to Dead Kennedys, Jodie Foster's Army, Agnostic Front, Descendants, Adolescents, Minor Threat, Black Flag, Circle Jerks, The Vandals, 7 Seconds, GBH, TSOL, The Exploited. Am I making myself clear? That's what you skated to. Yeah, but Jello is, they're never going to, Dead Kennedys is touring without Jello. That would be the dumbest thing to go see. I mean, he was dead Kennedys in a lot of ways. But to see him now, if let's say they got back together, it'd probably be a political play. Like half the set would be him talking about angry politics or something. And he's a Larry now, a male Karen. They are very liberal now. Well said. Axel's a total libtard. Yeah, I don't like the messenger, or excuse me, the message. I like the singer. That's it. It's like when athletes get involved in politics. We don't care. Just put the ball in the basket. Move on. Rage Against the Machine came out all political, didn't they? They wouldn't allow people at their shows unless they had something on their face. Come as you are. Good song, Jawara. My exes will reach out at worst possible time. It's on our terms now, gentlemen. Well said. The Real Uncle Hector. Are you talking Offspring? OFF. Who is OFF? The Exploited. UK bands, if Pete's still listening. GBH and The Exploited. There's some good punk rock coming out of the United Kingdom. UK subs. David, in a street fight, should you be the first to throw the punch? No. I mean, you can prepare for it, but let the other come. I mean, look. React after. Green Day is total libtards. The Circle Jerks, attaboy. The original vocalist and guitarist for Black Flag went on to start the Circle Jerks. Kevin Morrow? And then they got that Rick guy, or Ron Rodriguez, and then he was only there for 2 years, and then Henry Rollins came in 1981 to sing. When Guns N' Roses first came out, they played a small club in Boston. A friend of mine ran up stage and took Axl's microphone. He comes back on the stage and was pissed he had no microphone. Attaboy. Red Cross, another band. Corrosion of Conformity was good in the very beginning, and then they went kind of acid metal like DRI. DRI. Isn't DRI? I want to say DRI is from... No, they're American. Dirty Rotten Imbeciles. Their first one was terrific. And then they went crossover metal. I don't know. I couldn't get into them after that. Yeah, Rage Against the Machine. They're actually not raging anymore against the machine. They're playing with the machine. Attaboy. Got into a street fight, caught my ex cheating, grabbed my hockey stick, and dude back down. Interesting. Did she even tell the guy she had a boyfriend? Did he know you were the boyfriend? That's the one thing. A lot of these gals, they might be on date. I've probably gone out with multiple gals over the last 10 years that were married or in a separation, or a lot of them test the waters, guy. If you will go out with a gal and you throw down for one or two events and then you never hear from them again, they're either massive 304 or they're testing the waters. Yep, I can't stand Green Day. In fact, I don't even listen to them anymore. I got rid of all their stuff. Just that the guy's a little putz. He's a little putz. I mean, the fact that they toured with that gay hardcore band called in the 90s that when they came out with Dookie, and the opening headline was a band called Pansy Division. They were San Francisco gay core is what they called them. Queer core. I was like, oh, I'm done. Absolutely. You had that on cassette too. Me too. He didn't know, but acted like a douche when I confronted him and told him. He might not have known. You never know. Never fight. She wants you behind the blank. Leave her ass and walk away. Best thing you can do is walk away. Walk away. Walk away. Put a camera on. If you're in that situation. I think women break up their families because they think they can do better. They never learn. No. And they watch their friends. This is a funny thing, John, as you know. They watch their friends get divorced, then they get divorced, and they still see their friends getting heavier, more angrier. And it's almost just like guys, take an example out of this playbook. Their strategy is not working for any of them. Joara says, American idiot. That's what they are. Before I even knew, we should have known that they were libs coming out of Berkeley. Oh, yeah. They're massive Skittles, green. Yeah, just no. Play music and get out of this whole political deal. I mean, I get it when, punk bands fight against the establishment. That's what they fought against when they sang songs like that. They fought against the government control. They're more libertarian anarchy than anything. And now the older punk rockers have now gone, very liberal. Like, is that good? Because the way the liberals are now are more socialists, which basically takes all of their freedom. It makes no sense. Her plain face looks like a cake without icing. Frozen faces in faraway places. Well said. Axel let us down politically. Yeah, he probably made a pact with old Methylopolis, and a lot of these actors are total libtards. It's like they're doing it just to keep themselves employed. Who knows? Single women make other women single. Well said. Women want to replace husbands with Bernie Sanders policies. I know. She didn't replace you. She did a favor when she left. Her new man is getting slapped daily and you can sleep in peace. No, absolutely. I mean, feel bad for the guy she's with because he's getting his ass kicked. And he's a simp. He's a simp because he married her or he's with her. He's with a woman that divorced her husband, knowing that was most likely she has all the control. I think you're right. I mean, just the dude's a fruit. He's a Fruit Loop. He's a weird dude. An incurable case of TDS. I saw Breaking Benjamin. I don't know that song. I'll have to listen to it, brother. My skate crew as a kid was full of a-holes and dicks. Axel, well, I had a team. Me and we had three friends, and we started teams. So we fought against FSP. That was another team. Filthy Suburban Punks. We were Team Vicious. So we'd have it was the Daggers fighting whomever in the Thrashing movie. Axel can't believe what he speaks. He's probably not as liberal as people think. There's a woman who's a city councilor. She quit her job as a software engineer. Oh, there you go. And became an activist. Her husband then left her. This was the woman who would dress her son with this. A woman software engineer just tells me everything. Billy sure is, Char. That was one of the reasons I loved Eminem when he made a song White America, but now he's a libtard too. I don't know, JC. That's a good question. If she does, great. Her new man is an ultra simp because no man wants to play a safe game or buy it. Yeah, absolutely. Soul Revenger. My dad taught me never bring fists to a gunfight. Good to see you. Well said. UK subs. Fuck yeah. I saw them 3 times in Denver. I like UK subs. Each show better than the next. One of the goats for sure drinks originally from Texas, then relocated to San Francisco. I know my punk rock and my hardcore. There's a difference. The band called Death. I don't think I know them. Most men today come to a dirty home, never a home-cooked meal, and she's 40 pounds overweight, married, reality, no thanks, says Timmy. And Timmy ain't wrong. DRI was cool, but then I don't know, the speed metal just didn't do it for me. Happened right when I graduated college. There you go. The TDS. I like it when the Donald gets out and he'll write on his X or whatever. And so is suffering from an incurable case of TDS. Christian's got some good news for us. Cool. It's always good to hear good news. Never bring a small wiener to a fat woman's body and giant poon. I just don't see why men would get with those big, heavy women. I don't know. Maybe they're tighter. Who knows? But that just is not attractive to the old radster. AOC's rack is holding up. If she shows me her rack, I'll vote for her. You know who said that? A liberal friend when Sarah Palin was running. I'll vote for her if she shows me a rack. AOC does have a nice rack, but that mouthpiece upstairs, ooh. Interesting. I'm taking the driving license plate for motorcycle. Ooh, on a Triumph Bonneville. Attaboy, good for you. The biggest red flag is when a woman works a full-time job. She is at 100% mask. Absolutely. Unless she has to. She has to work at, well, the reason she has to is she either picked a total thug that she married, a loser, or she divorced her husband, or the husband died. Well said, Europe. People use blank now. Yeah, just walk away from any conflict possible. A verbal conflict, you know the person you're in even online, it makes no sense going to these forums and fighting with people. You can't fix liberalism. It's a mental disorder. Says Wolf. She's not ugly, I'll tell you that. 85% of all women are overweight. Well said, Jawara. JC AOC thinks she is I know. It's the delusion. Guys, listen to me. Heavy women all have a body smell that smells like mortadella. To me, now I like mortadella in a sandwich, not on a sure. Sure. Brandon's channel for his homesteading. Attaboy. Well, send me a picture of you on your motorcycle. Women always have a backup plan. That has got to be the number one red pill tip of the day. They are never alone. Gone with John in the chat, the OG of our space, listening while running down business. John building his business up, feeding his snakes. Do those corn snakes, do they bite? I was going to ask you that question when you were going through that. John did a video on feeding his 3 snakes. That was, my buddy had a boa, so I'd see him like feed the snake like a live rat. I thought that was cool. But you fed your snakes frozen mice, and how that first snake got it down real quick, that was quick. Anyhow, John's got a great channel, guys. Sub out to him if you haven't. I like my 03 Lexus ES. Some of the best cars, Lexus cars. My first Lexus was a 1995 GS 300. I bought a 2000 LS 400, sold that. Then I bought a 2001 GS 300, drove it for 20 years, and I missed that car. But I drive an SUV now to haul my bikes and sleep in the back of it. I love me. I bought my son a Lexus, a 2009 IS 250, all-wheel drive. And it's been wonderful. Solid vehicles. Paid $9,500 for it. Spent 4 years. All I've done is put a new alternator, a new belt, fluids, and brakes. That's it. Damn things are bulletproof. You're not mistaken. Any woman on it does mess with the biology and the chemistry of their brains. Sure. Thank you, Char. Send me a picture there, Christian. John says, none have bitten me yet. Only time I've been bit by one is when I was feeding them. They change when they smell food. Me and Rev went hiking, or Scotty, and there's the trail we hike, which is like 2 miles from me. There's always rattlesnakes on the trail. I've seen them all the time. One was on the trail, and then they scare the shit out of me. But if you give them enough space and whatever, they'll go away. But you get bit by a rattlesnake, you got to make sure that clinic that's close has anti-venom, or you are up in the sky in 24. She looks like a Hispanic Sarah Parker. Both have the horse-looking face. I'll take the neck down. That's cool. Mr. Carl kicking it. I was watching Vagabond Awake, thinking about it. You'd send me an email, Carl. Let me know where you're at. I think we're in the same boat. I'm going to be out at the conference next week, the big healthcare conference. Lexuses they're bulletproof. I would take a Lexus, an 03 Lexus over an 03 Toyota. Not the fact that they're different, but they're just more refinement in the Lexus. Same engine, but you can get them for pretty much the same price. I'm staying single because my money is my money and not hers. Health and wealth is going up hard. It's amazing how much you can earn back after your divorce. The birth rate, Delart, is quite low. Sure. Who's going to buy all these houses? I never attracted goofball gold diggers. Guess that's a good thing. You got to be careful. I mean, you can find out who a gold digger is. I mean, it's not hard. I mean, even to look at most ladies out there, most of them drive Jeep Cherokees, white with tan leather, black with black leather, or they drive some Mercedes, Land Rover. A lot of them are driving Teslas now to look cool. You don't see a lot of them driving CRVs or Toyota. Some drive the RAVs, more of the Skittles. Couple of driven Subarus, not many. Not many drive Jeeps, but you can tell. Providing her stability is never a guarantee of longevity. I did it. My divorce, literally, folks, just my legal lawyer fees was enough to buy a brand new Porsche 911 4S Carrera. That was just my attorney. My divorce, after everything, splitting up all of the assets, selling the house, paying, was 7 figures. Let that sink in. And I worked hard for that. Mr. Hamster in the chat, good to see you. I was just on your chat, as you know. Good stuff, as always. What you drinking, Mr. Hamster? House next door is closed 13 days for 500. Crews have been there for 4 days. Totally gutting it. Attaboy. We were talking about that, Ginger. AOC has a nice rack. Would not kick her out for eating crackers in bed, although I'd have to muzzle her. They love those white Cherokees, I'm telling you. And then they put like a license plate of their university on it or some sort of vanity plate. Was never attracted to that kind of girl. Back in the day, we called them chicken heads, club girls. Yeah. Yeah, so think about that. No, but you know what? We did pretty good between us. Now, if we would have been together, that wouldn't have worked. We would have been in a much better financial situation today. But if you add up everything, 29 months, my legal fees were a fifth. And her legal fees. And then going through the assets, selling the house. That house today, if we sold that house for, we were only in it for 4 years. We made 200 grand on the house, paid 550, and we sold it for 750, 760. It's worth 1.6 today. That's how, I mean, good thing I didn't give it. She wanted it. Oh my gosh. Now we got out right. This was 2000. We sold it in end of 17. Got out right before it. 2 years later, it just went through the roof. So I'm happy to the guy I sold it to, a friend of mine. He bought it, and he's good. Divorce will ruin your life. Smart men don't get married. Well said, Seraphim. Good to see you, brother. Giga Chad, our buddy FJT in the chat. Good to see our man. Go listen to his voicemails from women all over the world. Or they have a Toyota Prius full of small dogs, like the old ones. I saw actually a new Prius. I thought I looked at it. They're actually taking a page out of Tesla's playbook. But I like my Toyota 4Runner. It's 12 years old and it does me well. Slam in the chat. I tell my boy to never start a fight, but always finish if you have to. That's what my dad said. Never throw the first punch, but make yours the last. The future will be loaded with forever bachelors, smart and informed young men. I won't read that Alucard, but I'm not disagreeing with you. But I'll tell you this, in the last 10 years, no amount of money that I lost can make up for the peace, quiet, and freedom and the struggle and the overcoming of the struggle I've gone through. I am much, much better in this situation. 10 times the person I was. Mr. Sokol from San Pedro, good to see you. There's FJT's channel. I am much better. So if I told my attorney I would go down to the last cent that I had on principle. People say, oh, Rad, don't spend all that. No, it's all, I can earn it back. In fact, I can earn enough to have a decent life. I don't need a Rolex. I don't need a Lamborghini. I have a Casio G-Shock that's been with me in multiple countries for 6 years. It's more loyal to me than anybody. And I have my bicycle, my skateboard, and I have my turkey and Havarti sandwiches and my Mexican food, and I'm fine. So some people might say, oh, that's a lot. Well, in the last 10 years, you know how much I've been able to stack up and build the investment that I've wanted to? I'm almost back to where I was. Because I made good decisions, and I have not, I literally bank everything. I think several of you can relate to that. You literally live on 20% of what you earn. So you can earn it back quite a bit. Remember, money doubles every 7 years. You don't need a brand new set of Jordans every week. Got your dreads. There you go. They want you to sacrifice your life to solve a problem you didn't cause for a society that doesn't give a shit about you, says Betty. Good to see you. Halloween party at the museum. I don't even do Halloween parties. I don't dress up. I'm not into that. Some do. Some guys like them. Not me. Karen cars. Well said. How about the Honda Elements? I have my gear, my bike, and me. That's all you need. I mean, we don't need a lot. I got 10 t-shirts, a couple of hats. I wear Levi's 511s. That's the only pant I wear because it fits me well. I got 2 pairs of boots, 3 pairs of shoes. I don't need much. I don't need 10 bikes. Not against bikes, but I just need 1 bike. Rad is living the minimalist. I sure am, Char. Probably like most of you guys. Only stupid men want marriage. The government will destroy your ass. You will lose everything. I'm a Chad, 2 times divorced, lost over 150, and not allowed to see my daughter. Parental. It happens to a lot of people. People don't understand how much it costs in divorce. Your legal fees are nothing at this point. You look at what you lose. A lot of guys have physical issues that they got to go to the doctor every fucking 2 months. They got stress problems. They got to go under the knife because they have a fucking heart attack. So they have huge medical bills. They lose money. They can't sleep. They might lose their job. They might have to leave their job to go deal with the court. Attaboy. Those 08 Pathfinders are dope. So glad I never got married, and the hopeless romantics still nag me about getting married. Misery loves company. FJT, well said. FJT swallowed the red pill. He is living it, folks. Paid off his house. Just hit 30. Speaks 5 languages. Taught himself guitar. Traveling the world. And he's a Chad. Material burden the soul. Materials is related to women only. I want experiences at this time. You know, I get off going on a fucking hike to a waterfall and just sitting there watching the water. The gratitude I feel now for nature is out of control. And I always like nature. And it's free. And I ride my bike in nature, and it's free. Put a little hydration in my Camelback. I might take some sardines at the top, get me some protein or an apple, hang out, make a little video. I turn my phone off, ride for 3 hours, and I feel like a little kid riding my bike, just like when I learned at 7 years old. You like the old Halloween parties. I can see that. I'm planning to get another one that is faster than the current one. There you go, Alucard. I just want a Ford Mustang 05. Well, Joara got a 2018. If you know, it's funny. My brother and dad used to build the 65, 66, 67 fastbacks in our garage. They would buy them and literally redo them, paint them, put a new engine in it, and make a shit ton of money. That's how my brother made a ton of money. And we would do Jeeps, CJs. But if I got a Mustang, I would get the Vanilla Ice Mustang. Driving in my 5.0, got the rag top down so my hair can blow. Seraphim materialism is excess. Excess is evil. Well said. I like the Japanese way of living. Less is more. Radical feminism destroyed the nuclear family. Well said, hey you. Things are very bad in the U.S., but I noticed if your debts are paid off, you can live decent. Well said. Debt is a prison. Tomorrow would have been my dad's 77th birthday, going to breakfast with my kid and mom. Rest in peace to Slam's dad. Guys, and sub out to his channel. He's got some great stuff as a single widower raising his 10, 11-year-old boy. Give him some love, because it ain't easy raising a kid all by yourself. And he likes death metal. I agree. I still have the same shoes that I bought many years ago. I don't care much about external validation or keeping up with society. I'm debt free and have most of my money in stocks and crypto. You don't need much. The guys that want mansions and helicopters and yachts, they're compensating for something. Internally, they're not validated. Mr. Hemi, good to see our buddy from Canada. Never throw the first, but be sure you throw the last. That's what my dad said. Never start it, but finish it. Now, everyone who comes to my apartment, the humblest man living with bare minimum. And when I was young, it had to be the fastest bike, newest branded, of course, and most best smelling cologne. Life changes. Drakkar Noir for 300 Trebek. Who got Drakkar in 1992? Betty is also raising 2 sons in a wheelchair and is able to succeed in life. So shout out to Betty. Bobby Fischer, the man who throws the first punch, wins 9 out of 10 times. Interesting. I do not know that stat. Maybe he catches them off guard. Just keep it low profile. Now, one of the reasons I said my dad taught me not to throw the first punch is basically dealing with conflict in life. Walk away. You throw that first punch, it might break your hand. But I'm not saying there's always an exception to the rule. But in this regards, it's more of an allegory of just stay out of conflict. The best that you can do. Conflict will ruin you. In any way, mentally, emotionally, financially. I mean, you could go to court over a conflicted discussion. There's Slam's channel. Appreciate it. So in this case, I mean, just figure out a way to resolve, to stay out of high conflict. Rich people in Norway are getting screwed over by the system. Of course, government wants their cut. There'll be 10 in October. There you go. I might be the only guy in my town with some joy on my mug. Most folks here are miserable. Yeah, well, they're trying to maintain something, right? They're trying to maintain happiness. I mean, guys trying to make their wives and family happy is a struggle. We all tried, those that were married. Walking away is the biggest power move. Well said. Nicholas says, be the first to file lawsuits. Warranted lawsuit. Nicholas, where are you from? Bobby had some other great ideas. There you go. Most of the internet trolls arguing with one another are broken inside. Conflict has ruined their souls and mental health. Well, they want to be right. Let's be real. Most people in this life want to be right. They want to be correct. They want to be the winner. No different in therapy. There's always a winner, always a loser. I don't even deal with toxicity anymore. You're toxic, come out. I don't want to deal with that. Why? I got other things to do. I got a life to live. My energy is finite. I want to put that energy where it brings me a return on investment. The first punch can kill another person and they can take your ass. I mean, at the end of the day, look, it depends on the situation, but for the most part, most defensive martial arts teachers say, get the fuck away from that person if they want to fight you. Go away. I don't care if you're a 3-degree black belt. Get away. You have no idea what's under their sleeves. And this is more allegorical than anything. Avoid conflict. Conflict can hurt you in all different ways. He sure is, Joara. He's funny. Eat a dick, bitch, when a hoe fronts on me. You know, the best thing to do is not even give them attention. Just walk away. Don't even talk to them. See, the majority of these Karens want you to confront them. They want you to get mad. It's bait. Act indifferent. That well said. And that's what we're talking about. Mr. Miyagi said not to be there. Don't fight. Use your energy for building your life. One negative moment will destroy everything that you built. Well said. I mean, that's basically the whole message of this today. One possible punch. This could be a virtual punch, physical punch, an emotional punch can destroy you. That's what I'm saying. Just avoid conflict as much as possible. If you're going to drink beer, don't get in the back of a car or don't drive like that. You know, just stay out of the courts, whatever you can do. Jackie, yeah, I think I remember him saying that. Even Chuck Norris. Jean-Claude Van Damme said the same thing. Nicholas says, take the punch, then sue him. Attaboy. You could make a shit ton of money. Teach him a lesson that, hey, their little 7th grade bullying tactics didn't work, and it really cost them in the long run. Acting different in everything. I mean, even in work. We spend so much time pushing our energy out if we're frustrated, playing, when in fact, if we were just more indifferent, like just let the shit roll off our shoulders, like it doesn't matter to us. Right? Oh, I got fired from my job. I can go get another job. You're not the only game in town. I mean, and men have to have this mentality. You got to have this mentality that you're strong enough in your mind and in your abilities to move forward in life if something happens to you. It's not the end of the world. That business that you're working for 20 years, like where Slam works, that can go out of business tomorrow. You're out of a job. What are you going to do? Right? It's going to happen to anybody. Look at all these government workers got shit canned. They thought they would live forever high on the hog because it's the government. The real fight is within. That's where winning happens. Well said. It's a great quote. Great comment, Slam. This one, Biatch wanted me to join her on some polyamory party thing. Yeah, threesome's not a bad thing. Bruce Lee said it, don't be there. Well said, Seraphim. The best defense is a good offense. My offense, if someone comes to me, and there's just been people out there that you can tell they just got that, they just want to fight anybody, right? They might be driving. They're passing me. I'm going 75 at 70. They're passing me at 85, just staring at me like I'm too slow. You just look ahead. Somebody was saying that like road rage, road rage is getting out of control. Like people are like literally deleting people over it and causing massive accidents. They say, don't even look at the person. Just look ahead. Just if you're driving and there's road rage or honking, just look ahead. Don't do anything. Indifference. Well said, John. Appreciate that, Nicholas. Avoid crazy females. Get a motorcycle bike ride. Well, some of these gals love the motorcycle. Maybe it's that vibration under the seat. I have been hypervigilant due to PTSD and feel sorry for anyone who F's with me. You know what I say to that? Ayahuasca. PTSD is the greatest thing for PTSD. Vampires are just in old movies. HR, her rage. I love it. Oh, I had to send a message to the HR for some medical, my insurance stuff. Like I had to redo it or something. And she wrote back, "You didn't fill out this piece." I can just see her all angry. The fact that I didn't fill out one deal and it gave her an error on her end and an error on my end, which means she has to email me and tell me what to do. She's probably all angry. That was probably a 2-glass wine incident right there. I wonder how many of these gals have cans of wine at their desk, like in a soda pop can. More like hyper protectiveness. There you go. Recently, I talked with an Asian lady. She owed her home for 2 years. She's wasting so much money. She had no idea that she's supposed to change her furnace filter. Change your furnace filter. I change my furnace filter every 60 days. It's like $250. But most women don't know how to do it. And then their filter gets so clogged up that the damn furnace like breaks or their AC breaks. Crazy. The ladies in customer service. Actually, you know what's funny? I had to get a new router for my internet, and I called. I had to call them for some reason, and the lady, she took my call. She was fine. She was quite helpful. But for the most part, there's a lot of ladies that go Karen. I think I called Delta once because I had to reset a flight, reschedule a flight, and it was just like a pain in the ass. I'm like, look, I've got credit on my Delta. I've got this ticket. I just need the quickest way back on this day. And it was like pulling teeth. Hold on, sir. I'm looking for it. Hold on. So she brings me this. Will this work? I said, well, you know, I would prefer not going to Atlanta and then back to Salt Lake. I'd prefer like going from Chicago to Minnesota or Denver, you know, kind of west. Well, sir, you can't pick and choose everything you want in life. I'm just like, okay, she's having a problem. Her eggs are dried up. Show some compassion. This could be my mother. So I just said, okay, well, I'll hang on the phone till you, and if something pops up, and a couple minutes later, she found a flight that worked. But it was like she was all angry. Like she all put out that she was helping a customer, getting paid for it, by the way. But it happens. You guys have been great today. Get out and do something this weekend. Stay out of conflict. And we'll see you on the next one. Metal Gear, good to see you, brother. Stay safe. Stay busy. I'm out. Peace.